It's generally accepted that the Copenhagen Climate Change Conference last December was a disappointment. The radical international agreement that was hoped for didn't materialise. So where does that leave the EU? And given our group's leading role in formulating the Union's climate change response, what should our strategy be? This week here in Brussels, the EPP Group has held a hearing to assess the Copenhagen conference and to chart the way forward from here. Our coordinator on the Parliament's Environment Committee is Austrian MEP Richard Seeber, who told us that we should not lose sight of the importance of building up the scientific case for taking action to address climate change.
I think it's very important to clarify the role of mankind to this phenomenon of climate change. I think there is a broad agreement that there is this phenomenon, but in particular, what is the man's role in there is not yet that clarified as the other question. And so I think we have to go onward on this in this direction, and this seminar is about this question.
The UN's Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, has been leading efforts to construct an international response to global warming. A few years ago, it won the Nobel Peace Prize, but recently it's faced accusations of exaggerating the scientific case for climate change, potentially a very damaging development. One of the vice-chairmen of the IPCC was invited to address the hearing.
The positive side of all the criticism that took place on IPCC is that it shows at the same time the interest about what the IPCC is doing and the importance of the IPCC report. So in a sense it's good that there is additional scrutiny, and it will help the IPCC, I'm sure, to improve its products for the next reports. It will require some changes in procedures and stricter implementation of the procedures for sure, but basically the IPCC importance will remain.
The hearing was also looking at how to improve on the organisation of future international climate change negotiations. Karl-Heinz Florenz, a German MEP and former chairman of the Parliament's Environment Committee, thinks the massive international profile of the conference was perhaps counterproductive.
In this hearing we want to find out what are our next steps and why we have such a difficult situation in Copenhagen. I personally believe this conference is much too big. We have more than 20,000 people there. So if you sit in the plenary and there are 150 head of states, so it needs 2 days to give everybody the floor. So you can't respond. If Hillary Clinton comes in and gave her speech and said to China or to Brazil, no treaty, no money, then the response from Brazil or China comes 5 hours later.
Connie Hedegaard is the European Commissioner for Climate Action and a member of our political family. As Denmark's Environment Minister, she was closely involved in the Copenhagen conference and its preparation. Her presence at the hearing indicated her appreciation of the EPP Group as the key political force in Europe to advance the climate change agenda.
It is the largest group, and of course, as a commissioner coming from the same political family, it's crucially important. But besides that, I also, as a conservative European Christian Democrat, I also do believe that you can find no issue more conservative than to try to protect our planet together and do things in a more smart way to give it to the next generation. So in that sense, it must be at the essence of what we do in this political family.
The European Union, of course, remains committed to addressing climate change. But if Copenhagen has taught us anything, it's that a coherent and united global response is absolutely vital. For more information on our group's policies on the environment and climate change, please visit our website, eppgroup.eu. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon.